Okay, here's one that I just got to get this out of the way. You know how sometimes I'll pick a movie and I'll be like, "Oh, haven't never seen that movie, and I was surprised that it was really good," or I haven't seen it in a long time, and I watched it again and I liked it. And this isn't going to be one of those. This is Cyborg, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, I'd never seen this until just like last week when I watched the movie. And I gotta say, yeah, there was a reason why I never did see this in the first place. Never watched this movie. And turns out that was a pretty good decision because this movie blows, really. There's no other way to say it. It's terrible. The acting is terrible. There's lots of action in it. Lots of sort of martial arts. I mean, mostly just on the part of Jean-Claude Van Damme himself. They really play up on JCVD's reputation of, he does the splits. He does that move that he did in the end of, was it Bloodsport? Where he drops to the splits and then punches the guy in the nuts and yeah, well, he does the splits again because that's his thing, and this time he's like wedged between like two buildings and he like drops down on a dude or something like that, and but yeah, and he does like some spinning roundhouses like over and over. Anyway, I'm not a martial arts movie critic. I am not proficient in any form of martial arts, so I don't think I'm qualified to critique on their styles or anything like that. All I know is that we're seeing the same shots, or really not the same shots, but the same moves over and over again, and this movie feels really slapped together. And it was. It must have been a hastily written script because it's very thin. There's not really anything in it other than like a lot of fighting and a sort of a revenge story. Jean-Claude Van Damme doesn't even have very much dialogue in this movie, but his acting is whatever. It's him. All the other actors are terrible. JCVD does not play the title Cyborg in this movie. I guess that would more be along the lines of like Universal Soldier or whatever, another movie of his. No, the cyborg in this movie is a different character. Gets the title of the movie and has a semi-pivotal role, but gets like zero screen time or very little. And the fact that she's a cyborg really doesn't matter in this movie at all. The plot is this cyborg in her computer brain carries the vaccine formula for the plague that has ravaged North America. And we're, of course, in a post-apocalyptic setting. I don't know what's the year here. It doesn't matter. They probably don't even say it. And if they do, who cares? And there's, flashbacks about when the leader of these thugs, what's his name again? Fender. And Jean-Claude Van Damme's name in this movie is Gibson. Gibson Rickenbacker. Yeah. Yeah, I know I'm all over the place with this review, but it's been about a week since I watched it, and I guess it just kind of went by and didn't really register in my brain that much. Notable scenes, if any, are... there's one. Main character Gibson gets defeated by his rival Fender, and they crucify him on like the mast of a ship or like in the desert or something. Yeah, and they leave him there to die. That seems kind of sadistic, but that's to establish how evil our main antagonist is and how noble and Jesus-like Jean-Claude Van Damme is, I guess, doing his Jesus Christ pose. He's up there and he's remembering, he's up on the cross, or ship's mast rather, not a true cross. That's a pretty weird scene. And then he starts moving his legs and he's like kicking at the base of the of the cross, and he eventually severs it, and the cross falls over, and he's still attached to it, and he lands on the ground, and he's still stuck there. Then the female side character, comes and releases him, and then they go on to get their revenge on Fender. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like this. It was dumb. I mean, they do a really, really crappy job of like world building in this. So we do know that there's a plague, and that's part of the apocalypse. But it's not really specified, but it seems to be like they show like a blown up bridge in New York City. So I guess there's supposed to have been like war, maybe nuclear war, don't know. The most world building they do in this is really just like the costumes and things, and everybody looks like an extra from Road Warrior, something like that, and probably a lot of stuff is heavily lifted from there. Backstory about the cyborg and the cure for the plague is very thinly sketched out. Even Jean-Claude Van Damme's background is kind of just barely touched upon, other than in like flashbacks. It's a really weird scene where he's like having sex and the bad guys are like looking at him through the window. Okay. Yeah. That and the crucifix scene and the ridiculous have to kill him 3 times villain in the end, and all that together just makes this a really dumb movie, and I would skip this one, let's be honest, unless you're a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, and I know there are some out there, and I don't mean to offend any of you, but this is a really stupid movie, and I don't recommend this for anybody. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even deserve to go in these piles. I got a pile where this one can be filed. Anyway, I know I kind of crapped all over this movie, but I hope you enjoyed my review, and look forward to more reviews of some good and bad movies. But, definitely memorable. I don't want to remember this one, though.